Hello and welcome to another Dinner with Don. Tonight on Dinner with Don, we're going to be having some Rotoni Dollar General pasta. And that means we've got Dollar General meatballs, we've got Dollar General ragu, we've got Dollar General barilla. And tonight we're going to make it delicious. Yum, yum, yum. A matzo ball! Just kidding, no matzo balls. But anyway, away we go. Get a pot, boil some water. You're going to want to add a little bit of olive oil in there and a little bit of salt. Now, most people like using a lot of salt and make your pasta water wicked salty. I don't like it wicked salty. I just like it with a little bit of salt in there because it boils faster. We're going to cheat a little bit, microwave our balls. All right? I know that sounds wrong and bad. And by the way, this stove is completely clean. I've cleaned it 3, 4, 5 times already. 4, 5, 4, 5. Because I also was coincidentally at the same time recording Dinner with Don Dessert Edition. And we're going to microwave them 2 minutes and 40 seconds per bag. And in the meantime, we're going to mince some onions. Now, put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of your pan and then add your minced onions. Technically, some people like to heat their oil up before they put their onions in there. Word to the wise, don't forget to turn your burner on. Now, do you have to do all this fancy stuff for, Rotoni goulash? No. But is it delicious? Yeah, it's delicious. Now, you're going to cook your onions until they're just about clear. And then you're going to add in your garlic. Or mince your own garlic. It is what it is. You can also heat up your olive oil to get more of that fried effect. Or that sizzle. You know what I mean? And get it cooking a little faster, if you know what I mean. Slower, faster. I don't know. Also, another side note is I like to use Mayan sweet onions because, they're sweet and they taste like onions. They're just about there. And now, get yourself a couple tablespoons of garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so I'm gonna say that's probably like 2 cloves worth, maybe 3. That's the way I like it. Now at this point is a good time to throw your meatballs in there that you've heated up in the microwave because you're cheap, easy, and want to be quick. You mix that around. The reason why you want to put your garlic in there after is because if you put your garlic in too soon, you will burn your garlic before it becomes a nice flavorful portion within your stuff here. Now, I also like to take an opportunity at this point, which I know is meaningless because it is what it is, but I like it, okay? You can like it too. I mean, take some Italian seasoning, get it on there, take some onion powder. I know onions, right? The onion powder just adds a little bit of extra flavor. Take a little bit of this garlic right here, take it and shake that on there. Oh, yeah. And then we're going to mix it up. Just give it a little mix up right here. Get all those flavors mixing in with each other. You smell that? It smells good. One time I thought smell-o-vision was real. I'm pretty gullible. Now also, just to add here, you're going to want yourself a pan with a top. You see? Pan with a top is also very good because otherwise you're going to burn the heck out of yourself and that's not fun. So, we're going to add our sauce in now. I'm using 2 jars and also knocking my lid down because that's what you do. You knock your lid down. We can put this over here for now. You don't really knock your lid down. I just do because I'm clumsy apparently. But add in their second jar of sauce. Now, this is where the fun begins and whatever never stops. I don't know. You're going to go ahead and add in some onion powder, just like we did before. I like a fair bit of onion powder in my sauce. Same thing with my garlic powder. Get that up in there. Now, mind you, all these are great value. Why? Because they're cheap and they're good. Why not use them? You know, get our Italian seasoning in there. And I also like to put a little bit of a secret ingredient, which is just a little bit of sugar. You don't want to overdo it, just a little tiny bit. What it does is it cuts down the acidity of the sauce, and it also gives it a nice sweeter taste. I forgot to shut the microwave. Anyway, get all that incorporated together, and then you're going to want to just get those meatballs nice and saucy, because who doesn't like a good saucy meatball, you know? Yum, 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 delicioso. Yeah, that's what Dora says. Anyway, let's go ahead and get that mixed together, and then we're going to throw the top on it, and we're going to cook it for a while. I always cook it until the pasta's done. Get your top on there. The reason why I say that is because these little bubbles that are going to see in there are going to pop up, and they're going to hit the top of that, and that could potentially scald your skin. I'm also going to add, at this point, you're going to want to take your heat down to about medium or a little bit more than medium, just so that it keeps it in like a simmer mode, heats up the sauce, gets all the flavors moving together. Oh yeah, it's a delicious. I'm not Italian. I'm Don from New York. Now our water is just about to a boil. Now we boiling. One box, two box. I like a lot of pasta, you know what I mean? And then I can snack on it for like the next 2 days. Now, if you don't have a pasta fork, get one. You need one for pasta. Take my pasta fork and I go in here and I rake the bottom just to make sure I don't have any pasta stuck to the bottom. Now, there is a little trick that you can do, because once this starts boiling again, it's going to boil pretty heavily. So we are going to, first of all, make sure we're not going to boil over. We'll kind of not go all the way high type thing. And then you get yourself a spoon and you lay it across the top of the pot. And that is supposed to keep it from boiling over. Now, don't forget about your sauce. You got to make sure you get in there. Give it a little stir, you know what I mean? Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Make the heat distributed evenly amongst everything. Make sure we're getting nice, incorporated, delicious sauce. Now, once that returns to a boil, you're going to want to boil it for 7 minutes for a good al dente pasta, which is what we're going to want. So 7 minutes is the time. You see those little droplets? Those are like lava drops on your skin. They are not fun. So make sure whenever you're stirring your pasta, you shield yourself with that top. See? It'll help you. Every couple of minutes, make sure you give that pasta a stir so she doesn't stick to the bottom, you see? Every minute or so, just get in there and just give her a mix and mix. All right? I'm going to take this and put it back on there. We're boiling again. Alexa, set a timer for 7 minutes. Also, fun fact, I also like to have Italian bread with my pasta dinner. But if you don't have it, you can take sliced bread, make yourself up some butter with some minced garlic in it and a little garlic powder, mix it up real good, and then take that, smear it on your bread, throw it in your toaster oven on toast for medium, and then it will toast your bread. Boom. Italian bread. Oh, yeah. We like Italian bread. It's delicious. We got 1 minute left. I'm going to give it a final stir here and get ready to dump it. All right. We are ready to pour. You know what? Probably should have tried one of the pieces of pasta first before I dump it out. Silly Don. Let's give it a try first before we dump it out and have to refill it again. Good enough for me. It's actually quite delicious. Oh yeah. We're going to let that drain. And then you're going to want to give it one last stir before we're done here. Looking really good. In fact, that's exactly how it should look when it's done. So we're going to bring this down to a really low temperature just while we're waiting for our pasta to finish draining. Now we're going to go ahead and plate this or bowl it, whatever you prefer. I'm going to bowl because, well, I feel like it's more of a, goulash than an actual pasta, so that's the way I'm going to do it. You got to get yourself a healthy amount of noodles because we like it a noodle. You know what I mean? We like it a pasta. And again, it's rotoni. Rotoni is delicious. Also, make sure that you get yourself a nice ladle. And you're going to put your sauce on there. I like a lot of sauce and a lot of meatballs, so we're going to meatball it up. We got plenty. All right. So now you could take this and put a little Parmesan on there. Whamba lamba damba dam bam bam. There it is. Beautifulness. We got our meatball goulash on a nice Barilla rotoni. Made beautiful by yours truly, Dinner with Don. A cooking video is nothing without a taste test. So we're going to grab ourselves a meatball, some sauce, get us a noodly boy right up in here, over there, or wherever. Boom, put it in. Woo! That is muy bueno. Very good. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in for another Dinner with Don. I hope you enjoyed and can make yourself some beautiful things just like this. This video was inspired by my cousin Mike because he just told me a story last night about how he didn't know how to cook pasta for a long time, but then he kind of figured it out. But here it is. From my house to yours, thanks for tuning in. If you want to like, follow, subscribe, all that other fun stuff, follow me for more fun how-to videos. And thanks for tuning in for another Dinner with Don.